Good evening from Southeast Asia, somewhere. Not going to tell you where. It's nighttime. That's all I know. It's hot. Getting ready to rain. Backwards. Nasty. Third world. Getting ready to hop over to Vietnam for a truly odious job. Oh, God, I don't want to do it. If I have to do it, I'll document it and put everything on this channel. It'll be horrible. It'll be torture. All right. We're doing aliens from Germany, only from Germany on this episode. Germans deserve to be probed by aliens, probably more than anybody else. I hope that the aliens recognize that need, Okay. All tapes copyrighted 2024 by stockphotosworldwide.com. And we're doing Germany. Okay, dive right in. Doing Germany. Location, Hamburg, Germany. I'm tempted to make a really stupid comment. I mean, it sounds like hamburger. No, I'm not going there. June 1914, time is 0400, 4 o'clock in the morning. Gustav Herwagen. Don't know if that's correct or not. Opened the door of his house and saw in a field a shining cigar-shaped object with illuminated windows. Well, this is 1914. There's not a lot of movies out there, priming little minds to see these things. There were some comics. I don't know what they were portraying in the comics. Maybe shining cigar-shaped things. I don't know. Anyway, he says, near it were 4 or 5 dwarfs. Is it dwarves? I think it's dwarves, 4 feet tall, clad in light clothing. That could be silvery. That would be a giveaway if it was. He approached them. Why would you? Would I? I don't know if they're little, You're thinking you could take 3 or 4 if you had to, unless they got ray guns. So as he approached them, but they went aboard the object as soon as they were aware of his presence. And you know why that is? It's because before they come to Earth, they have to stop in customs. It's out there. Could be Pluto, I'm not sure. Uranus, I don't know. And they have to check in through customs. And they give them a complimentary brochure. All the aliens coming in here, they get a complimentary brochure. Even if they're coming from, the opposite side of the solar system, they got to go to Pluto first. It takes them 7 seconds to get there. It's no big deal. And they check in and they get their permits. They got to pay for each and every probee, Anyway, the brochure thing says, I've read it. It says, big bold red letters. It's in alien, but I got it translated. It says, if you see Earthlings, run as fast as you can because they're fucking crazy and they'll kill you. Maybe even eat you. At the very least, they're going to cut you up. Okay, so that's what it says. So all aliens coming here are terrified of humans, unless they got you at ray gun point. All right, oh, Jesus. Okay, he approached them, but they went aboard the object as soon as they were aware of his presence. Yes, because they read the brochure. A door closed, and the craft took off silently, climbing vertically. Okay, 1914. Sounds just like the reports coming in, 1991. Pretty much identical. Okay. What we're doing here, we're looking for credibility. We're looking to either disqualify a report. This is one of 9,400 that I have. We're looking to either disqualify it or say, well, maybe I can't disqualify this one at all. Nothing in here disqualifies it. other than the fact that it's outrageous. So I'm going to assign some small amount of credibility to this. The way we do this, we got a giant bucket, and we take a little, for every one that's credible, we take a commensurate little pinch of sand, and we drop it in that bucket. And if the bucket's ever full, then we believe in aliens. Okay, we're at like 90%, something like that right now. This is episode 285, yeah. Oh, and last one. The last episode, which was really 284. Oh, I don't know. I got confused on the numbers. Okay, kill me. This one's really 285, though, I promise. Episode 285. Sometimes if I wait a while between times of doing them, and I'm lazy and I don't look up the next sequential number, then I end up looking really, really stupid. Okay, even more so than I actually am. Credibility. How much credibility for this thing? How much do you think? How credible do you think this is? Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff we don't know here. We haven't polygraphed him. We haven't waterboarded him. There's no video. I give him 1 grain of sand. 1 grain of sand into the bucket. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. Now, what do we got here? Cologne, Germany, 1912. Time afternoon. The young witness, Ernest... What? Wait. I got discombobulated here. Time is afternoon. The young witness, Ernest... I don't know. I don't want to say that. I mean, Howard Stern would say it. It would just roll off his tongue, because this is every other word that comes off of his tongue. I don't know if this is... Maybe it's a common German name. Ernest Dickoff. I mean, it just sounds too much like fuck off. How could you go through school with the last name of fuck off? Dickoff? I mean, the jokes would be unlimited. The young witness, Ernest Dickoff, was alone in his bedroom. Doing what? When he felt a strong urge. Oh, should we read more? It sounds bad. To look behind him. Howard Stern would run with it. He then saw 2 strange beings sitting on his bed. Wait a minute, he didn't feel them sit down? Springs and mattresses weren't too good in 1912. A kitten climbs up there, you're going to feel that thing. He then saw 2 strange beings sitting on his bed. This appeared, I think they appeared to be man-like, but seemed to, God, this is getting worse and worse. I mean, shit. They appeared to be man-like, but seemed to be naked. Now, come on. You got Ernest Dickoff alone in his room. Something makes him feel guilty. He wants to jerk around and look behind him. He sees 2 naked people. They're man-like. It's just unseemly. After a short duration, the being suddenly vanished in plain sight. Okay, here's the note. Somebody made a comment down here. Oh, God, I hate these. I loathe these comments. Must be one of the earliest bedroom visitation cases on record. It is unfortunate that a more detailed description of the entities is not available. Well, how much more detail do you want there, Paisano? I don't want to know more. I got a pretty good idea already. And I haven't seen the video. Credibility or not, I mean, maybe this exactly happened, but there's no flying saucers. Mr. Dickoff was doing God knows what alone in his room. I mean, they're just suspicious as hell right from the beginning. and two naked men come in. You know, this is, no. Get it gone. I don't want to see it. Okay. Oh, this is Canada. What's Canada doing in there? Bye-bye, Canada. Okay. Location, Zernica, maybe. Zernica. Don't know. Germany, eastern part. Now territory of Poland. Okay, gotcha. Summer 1937, times unknown. A multicolored ball or globe-shaped UFO was seen to fall in a field or near a field belonging to Eve. Wait. The right eye reads ahead and it sees stuff, but sometimes the left eye is not ready to read. Okay, let's just start this from the top because it's weird. A multicolored ball or globe-shaped UFO was seen to fall in a field or near a field belonging to Eva Braun's parents. Parentheses, this was the future mistress of Adolf Hitler. Yeah, we knew that. Well, that's kind of coincidentally interesting. The area was cordoned off by SS troops from the town of Helena Gora, I don't know, called Hirschberg at the time. The crashed disc. No, this is wrong. First it says it's a multicolored ball or globe-shaped UFO. Now it says it's a crashed disc. Hell. The crashed disc was transported to the Hirschberg SS base and kept under very strong guard and super top security. The disc was 7.6 meters in diameter. It's a really common size. I have a theory about that, but I'm not going to go into it. 7.6 meters in diameter and 3.8 meters high. So it was a saucer. It wasn't a ball. Okay, whatever. It consisted of a large, overwhelming dome. Well, how overwhelming could it be? It's only 3.8 meters high. That's only 10, 11, 12 feet, about 12, 13 feet maybe tops. I mean, it can't be that overwhelming. I don't know. I guess it could. It consisted of a large, overwhelming dome encircled by a narrow outer rim and smaller, flat dome on the bottom with a flat lower section. Okay, that's a pretty pat description. The flying saucer, I mean, come on. The top of the dome was also flat and large. The craft had 6 oval-shaped structures, but, no, wait. The craft had 6 oval-shaped structures resembling portholes, but not transparent, or devices that radiated some type of light, located near the base of the upper dome. Okay. On the lower surface of the outer rim, the craft had 12 lights. Now we pick everything apart. How did they know there was 12 lights? Did they walk all the way around and count them? I mean, just because they see 6 on one side doesn't mean there's 6 on the other. All right. Overthinking. The color of the disc was a dull metal gray. There was an insignia on the dome resembling the letter T with 2 props on its sides. I wonder about this. I puzzle over this. Okay, you've got a alien. Do aliens from Zeta Reticuli, do they really need to put insignias on their craft so as to make them not easily confused with the craft of other aliens? What other point would there be? I mean, if you're the only boat in the ocean, you know, you don't really need to name it. I don't know. I guess it just seems like kind of a semi-vain thing to do. I mean, maybe it's a planet that has 40 different civilizations and 30 of them have space travel. So you want to make sure everybody knows that's your flying saucer and not those other guys' flying saucer. Okay. There was an insignia on the dome resembling the letter T with two props on its sides. Okay. The entrance into the disk was found on the top of the upper dome. Commonly reported. The general shape of the disk resembled that of a German soldier's helmet with a small protrusion on the bottom. The general shape of the disk resembled that of a German soldier's helmet with a small protrusion on the bottom. Okay, so that's where they're getting the big conspicuous dome. Inside the circular cabin were 3 small seats. So this is really close. This is really, really close. They say it fell in a field. So what, they went out there and they're like 10 feet from it? And it's, we don't know the time. We don't know if it's day or night. Huh. Okay. This is not a cold read for me. I read this years and years ago, and I don't remember what I concluded at that time. It doesn't really matter because my understanding of these cases and my disposition of these cases tends to change slightly over the years and over the decades as I learn more things. You know, I see a case that I dismissed 20 years ago, and now I read it and I think, well, maybe, because that fits with all kinds of other stuff, so maybe that's plausible. It goes like that. It goes vice versa. Inside the circular cabin were 3 small seats. There were control panels around the dome, around the inside of the dome, I guess, and 3 alien beings were found. Oh, so this is the turkey thing didn't land. It smacked in. There were control panels around the dome, and 3 alien beings were found. 1 was dead. The other 2 were alive. This is starting to bother me. This aspect of so many of these stories is starting to bother me. There's so many reports where something crashes, you know. And almost always, some of them survived and some of them didn't. It just seems kind of weird. It just seems kind of coincidental. So many of the cases would be where some survived and some didn't. And then it's also pretty common that 1 or 2 were kind of sort of alive when people got there and then they died, you know, while people were poking them with sticks. Okay, one of the live aliens died soon. Oh, shit. What did I say? One of the live aliens died soon after the crash, and the second live alien remained in custody, not a guest. He's in the lockup. He's in the damn Faraday cage and 3,000 feet underground. And okay. Well, it must be a nice way to live out your life, you know. Getting poked and prodded and dissected bit by bit. Tested, pushed around, shocked. Okay. The second live alien remained in custody for about 1.5 months. Oh, and then died. Okay, well, he only suffered for a month and a half. The aliens were small dwarves, about 0.9 to 1 meter in height, 3 feet, the lower, with large, hairless, pear-shaped heads, small, dystrophic-looking bodies, long, narrow hands with 4 fingers. Okay, this is a really common description. I mean, this report comes from 1937, but these reports are up into the now. Okay, looking bodies, long, narrow hands with 4 fingers. How could you do that? If you tried to do the middle finger, it would look like unbalanced, right? It wouldn't look nice and symmetrical. And it wouldn't be as insulting. Like, okay, like you hold up your index finger and you give somebody that finger, you know, they're just going to laugh at you, you know. If you only got 4, there is no middle finger. I mean, well, sort of, I guess there is. You don't count the thumb. Hell, I don't know. You'd have to make like a plastic one and stick it over your 4-fingered hand, and it had 5 fingers, and then you could do a really proper fuck you to the people dissecting you. You know. Oh, God. Okay. They had grayish skin and large, dark, slanted eyes. The Germans were afraid to move the disc to a more distant location out of apprehension that it might explode during a long trip during transportation. Could. How would you know? You'd have to anyway. Oh, so a research laboratory had to be constructed nearby. An abundance of caution. From Hirschberg, the disc was removed to a more secured underground location. So they did move it. They didn't move it, and then they built a research laboratory, and then they did move it. What the hell? From Hirschberg, the disc was removed to a more secured underground location, which most likely was called Der Reis, a Nazi complex in the nearby Gorysawi Mountains, now in southwest Poland, which was also a site being used for excavating for uranium ore. Okay, kind of, sort of, you know, possibly plausible. This complex had an extensive network of underground hangars. Hangars. Why do they have underground hangars? They got a bunch of planes coming in there? I mean, I could see underground rooms, compartments. Why do they call them hangars? Connected by tunnels. Okay, the bodies of the occupants and the living extraterrestrial were also moved into this complex. The alien that lived for a little bit over a month apparently supplied the Germans with some type of information and was desperately asking the Nazi medical doctors for help, but they could not help him because of the different biological structure of his body. You can bet they tried, because alien in hand is worth 50 in the bush. And I'm pretty sure they wanted this guy alive for as long as they could. I mean, they had the dead ones anyway, so, you know, they got the best of both worlds. But I can imagine the frantic meetings that must have been held, assuming there's any scintilla of truth to this whole damn thing. They must have been absolutely frantic to keep that thing alive. Number 1 priority. The alien died from an unknown illness. The origin of the crashed craft was apparently the double star system, Ra. Really? Known on Earth as 78MU-1 Cygni, 73.1 light years in distance. I guess he jotted all that down on a post-it note. Among the information given to the Germans by the surviving alien was that they had built underground bases in the polar region of the Canadian Northern Territories and maybe Baffin Island. Well, that's rather fascinating. This data was supplied to Adolf Hitler himself, but no substantial technical data was in fact provided by the alien that had helped Nazi scientists to cope with the alien technology, despite their desperate attempt to obtain such data. Okay. This better not be Anton Anfilov, that son of a bitch. I got an ongoing feud with a guy named Anton Anfilov. I thought he was Russian, no, he's a Ukrainian piece of shit. Some years ago, he started cranking out, well, all these alien reports. And I think he was either selling them or trying to sell them to Western ufologists after the fall of the Soviet Union, because they were in there in mass. Hey, you got any alien reports? Got any alien reports? We'll pay. And they didn't really have anything, so Russians and Ukrainians just started making them up. Said, yeah, I got one. My grandmother told me this, when I was 11, and she wrote it down, and here it is, for $1,000 US, you can have this. Okay. And lots of them were made up. The problem with Anton Anfilov was that, in my estimation, he made up every single frickin' one. And he was very bad at it. And his stories just got more and more convoluted and screwed up and chaotic, and he just wandered and meandered with all kinds of claims. And I haven't run into him for a while. I've deleted most of his out of the database that I could find. I don't know if this is him or not. We're going to find out in a minute, because he will have signed it at the bottom. If it is from Anton, it's just crap. It's just crap. It's just hoaxing, freaking bullshit crap thing. No, that's not 100% true. He did take a few of these stories and base them on actual reports. A lot of them he just made up out of the clear blue. I'm sworn to kill him. I've been sworn to kill him for many, many years. I've sworn a blood oath to kill Anton Anfilov. Because he needs to be removed from the earth, That's my thinking on it. My method would be that I would catch him, and I would tie him to a tree in the forest. And, plain old killing is not good enough. He has to be tortured for quite a while. And I'm thinking the best torture tool would be a ping pong paddle. I don't know why I have it in my head. That's the most horrible thing you could do to a person. You beat him to death with a ping pong paddle. It's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks. And you got to, in the meantime, you got to feed him. You got to give him water, clean up their poop, and stuff like that. Death by ping pong paddle, no matter how long it took. Well, I'm not going to invest that much time. I wouldn't go more than 2 months, If he wasn't dead at the end of 2 months, you'd have to. Oh, hell, okay. Let's change the subject. All right. I don't like the guy anyway. Last I heard, he had fled or something to Canada or Alaska. And it's my most fervent hope that he really is as dumb as he comes off in these reports, and he just wandered around out there until the bears ate him. That's what I'm hoping. Okay. The surviving alien also informed the Germans that the crash was caused by some kind of technical malfunction. Well, yeah, probably. The alien was kept and interrogated at the same underground installation as the disc. Adolf Hitler and some of the top Nazi figures, including Werner von Braun and Air Marshal Hermann Göring, wow, big names, inspected the crashed disc. The alien bodies, I read that wrong. Inspected the crashed disc, the alien bodies, and consulted Nazi scientists in an attempt to use the object as a super secret weapon. Well, of course. I mean, if I found it, what the hell would I do? I'd hope I could turn it into a weapon, Why not? Whatever. Okay. Among those scientists involved in investigating the crashed disc were Max von Laue, Otto Hahn, who discovered nuclear fission, and Werner Heisenberg. Fortunately and unfortunately for the Nazis, the alien technology was extremely sophisticated and difficult to understand. Well, as we might surmise. The disc indeed inspired some Nazi scientists to construct different models of disc-shaped planes and so-called flying bombs. This crash and possession of the extraterrestrial spacecraft was one of the factors that possibly inspired Hitler with extreme self-confidence to start World War II, hoping to use the craft as a sort of super weapon that would eventually help him conquer the world. That's very plausible. I agree with that. I am sure that he did recover some stuff from crashes. I'm just sure of it. And a guy like Hitler, he's going to extrapolate that out. And he's going to talk to his scientists, and they're not going to want to piss him off. He's going to say, hey, can we do something with this? Can we make a weapon out of this? And they're just going to nod their little bobble heads as fast as they can because they don't want to be killed. And they're going to say, yes, 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 we can. We're positive of it. We will rule the world. Okay. And so Hitler's like, yeah, good answer. Let's proceed. World War II, do it. I just see that just crystal clear to me. Okay, because of the approaching Soviet troops, the whole underground complex was blown up. And the disc and the alien bodies was buried in one of the underground tunnels. The entrance was sealed with numerous huge rocks. Okay, this was on some TV alien shows, this whole report. And people have gone looking for, some tunnels and some caves and some blown up stuff, and every once in a while somebody will say, yeah, we found a tunnel, but we can't get in there, and so it's just a smoldering story that keeps going along. I don't know. I kind of question if they got a flying saucer that they're worried is going to blow up and destroy the Earth, why would they blow it up intentionally? But that's, that was Hitler. In for a penny, in for a pound. There's a huge amount more on this case. You can go Google around. Okay. The bodies were buried in one of the underground tunnels. The entrance was sealed with numerous huge rocks. It is apparently still there, unbeknownst to the Polish government. Well, that's known now, jackass. What the hell? The disk apparently still emanates radiation from its power plant. Well, that's pretty easy to find there, isn't it? But because of the nearby uranium mines, this source of radiation remains undetected. No, it doesn't. You can differentiate pretty easily. Okay, there's no notes on this. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Okay, so our mission in life here is to decide if there's credibility or not to any given report. If there's positively no possible way a report has any credibility, we go conjunct and we hit that DEL key and it goes into the corn with all other bad things. I cannot even remotely say this is uncredible. Can't even get near that word. How credible could it be? Well, hell, it could be very, very credible. It could be worth a hell of a lot of sand. It could be worth a cup or more, depending on what might have been found there and never divulged. If we knew all of that stuff, we might be able to give this thing a whole bucket of sand. We don't know. But just based on what we've got here in front of us, which is all we've ever got, is what's here in front of us. Oh, no. Oh, God, Jesus just saved me. He just saved my soul yet again. Thank you, Jesus. I love you. I'm reading the source down here. And what do I see? Anton Entfalov. A bunch of other names too, but okay, this report was a big report. Lots and lots of people involved. Not, Anton didn't make this up with his own 2 little teeny tiny diseased brain cells. Lots of other people are involved in this, and so I can't say that the fact that Anton is involved in this, I can't say that disqualifies this one completely. It sure as hell hurts it, because we don't know what parts of this are totally made of bullshit. Could be 90% of it is just made up bullshit by Anton Anfilov. We don't know. His credibility is pretty darn close to zero in my mind. So it's a big story. There's a lot on this story out there. I'm going to reserve judgment on this almost completely. I'm going to give it like 2 grains of sand. If Anton wasn't involved in this thing at all, I might be looking at 100 grains of sand. With that turkey bastard in there, it just kills it for me. It just kills it. 2 grains of sand. That's the best I can do. Been lots of expeditions have gone out to look for this location. A number of times they've said, yeah, we think we found it. And then it turns out they didn't find it. Or maybe if they did find it, it got kept secret. Or we don't know what in the hell. So 2 grains of sand. That's it. And now I'm so disheartened by the fact that jackass Anton dirtied this report. We've done enough anyway. That's enough. Oh God, we're at 37. We're supposed to be keeping these to 14 minutes. Okay, we're done. Alrighty. I think I said it before, but all reports, all tapes, everything is copyright 2024 by stockphotosworldwide.com. To find more of these, you can go to alienanalprobe.com, or you can go to theyclaim.com, or you can go to a whole bunch of other websites. Have it in the original audio only podcasts are all over the place. This particular, these most recent ones here are going on YouTube, and we hate, loathe, and detest YouTube, but there's a reason we're putting them on there. It's kind of a sleazy reason, but I'm not going to tell you what it was. They're on the 10 Bears Travel channel because it's travel related. If you go around the world, kind of loosely related, but whatever. It's an international topic. And they're on the 10 Bears Travel channel, at least until YouTube jerks us off for saying some stupid, innocuous little thing that pisses them off for no reason that anybody will ever understand, and they will jerk our channel, as they have jerked so many tens of thousands of other channels for no known reason, and for reasons which they will never, ever articulate or disclose. And so we figured that'll happen to us sooner or later, and if that happens, we'll just put them back on our server, or some other server, or whatever. Anyway, okay, we're done. Thank you very much. Anton. I mean, some people have said, well, why don't you go to the bottom and look for his name before you even start the report? Well, no. I could do that. I don't want to, because I want to give it a fair shot each and every time. And hopefully we come to the conclusion that it's bullshit before we ever find his name, which is what we did in this case. Okay. Thank you very much. And good evening and good night.